See, I mean, single, when you're saved and you really, when you're single and you really trying to be saved, you go through craziness.
It's a D-Hat exclusive. What you know about this?
How you doing? Hey, FBZ, Tweety Baby, Holy Rock Cats, how y'all doing? So, happy Memorial Day to all of the veterans and all of the soldiers. We really appreciate what you have done and what you are doing. We are praying for your safety, for your family's safety, that you get home and you get the help that you need if you need any. You get the jobs that you need if you need any, because we should be taking care of you as you all have taken care of us. I don't know what kind of mood I was in today, but if you follow me on Facebook, I was putting up different statuses about like things that happened to me as far as me being saved single sister. So I said, well, I'm gonna make a list of 35 things, you know, like I did when I turned 35. And this is called 35 sub stories of being a single saved sister. So y'all know I talk forever, and I could only, like, at the moment think of 27 things. So I am going, of course somebody's calling. It is called 35 sub stories of being a single saved sister. Now the first story I'm going to tell you is about this dude. I'm just going to call him Zoe. So he went to my pastor and asked my pastor if he could talk to me. Okay, that was nice, that was cute, that was sweet, and then my pastor gonna call me up there like the dude already introduced himself to me, and we had already talked on the phone, so why would you go ask the pastor if you could talk to me? I mean, anyway, so my pastor called me up there, and well, he said his armor ready to come get me, and I looked at him, I was like, cause I seen Zoe up there with Prophet, so I was like, when the armor bearer came back, I said, what is he doing? And we just started laughing. So me and this dude, you know, we talked a little bit, but you know, So like he played a lot of games. Like 1 minute, like Facebook, oh my God, Facebook is somewhat of a lifesaver. So anyway, he would call me, send me messages. We would talk on the phone. Oh my God. He would send me messages. What else did he do? Oh, like, well, we should go out. Of course, he stood me up like 2 times. Hold on. He stood me up like 2 times, but like the first time I really didn't want to go. The second time, you know, I was like, okay, I can get out the house and do something. So, make a long story short, he defriended me like 3 times on Facebook. 2 times, and then the third time I was like, listen, I don't know what kind of game you playing, but I don't play games. And we never had established that we were in a relationship. We were just friends. So I said, listen, I'm not playing. I don't play these kind of games. And if you're going to be a friend, you need to be a friend, because all of this stuff, I'm not on that. So I had just, you know, ignored like all the rest of his messages, all his texts, all his phone calls. I'm like, this dude is stupid. So like a year or so went past, and he had came to visit the church, and him and his wife that I didn't know, they were sitting on the front row, and I was like, is that him? And you know, it was him. And like after church, he had introduced me. He was like, Keisha, come here. So I came over there. I was like, what's up? Because you know, I don't have no hard feelings. He was like, come here. I was like, okay, what's up? And he was like, this is so-and-so. And I was like, hey, nice to meet you. Did you enjoy the service? You know, blah, 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 making small talk. So I had went back and started talking to my Aunt Jan. And then Umsat came over there, and we was talking, you know, me and her Aunt Jan was talking. And then she looked at him. She was like, you got married? He was like, yeah, I got married on Valentine's Day. And my wife, which is the lady that he brought, she's 3 months pregnant. And I was just sitting over there like, because you did not introduce me to her as her being your wife, and you didn't say anything about her being pregnant. You know, congratulations. I'm happy for you. You know, good job. So, the next weekend came back, and he came to church solo. Did he not come sit right next to me? Like, I'm like, what in the heck is going on? Because, you know, you can feel when stuff ain't right. So I'm sitting next to my big sis, and she looked down the road, and I looked at her. So the service keep going on, and she, you know, my sisters, they had my back, like, seriously. So she looked down the road, and every time he looked down the road, every time she looks down the road, he is staring at me. And I'm not noticing her look down there because she's sneaky. And like when we went to dinner, she had told me about this. And she said like a couple times she caught his eye and was like, you know, why you keep looking at her? So I'm being stared at the whole time. Then we go out to eat, being stared at the whole time. Every time even in service, every time I stood up, he would stand up. Following me like in the restaurant, looking. Then I'm going back to the bathroom, and I turn around and he coming too. And he talking about, we never got to play that game of basketball. I was looking at him like, dude, why are you even talking to me? Like, what are you doing? So that's the story. That's one of my stories, you know, being single. Okay, so I'm telling you this other story about this dude named Kelly. This dude told me he had one daughter. He had 6 kids. So he said he was saved. He played. He's a musician. He played the drums. He loved to name drop. I wasn't impressed by it, but he loved to name drop. You know, if that's what you want to do, good for you. So we talked every once in a while. Well, we did talk on the phone. Of course, again, I don't know what it is with these dudes that want to get you like out of town and in a hotel by yourself with them. I don't understand that. So he was talking about we should take a trip to Gatlinburg, and like him and it's 3 other couples that's going, and me and him could go. No, we cannot. We're not about to go as a couple, because dude, are you crazy? So like he had sent me a picture, and I had posted a picture up on Facebook, and I did it on purpose. Because my one friend, Danielle, she told me like, Queen, be careful because he's a liar. I'm like, okay. And she's not one to just, you know, come out and say anything bad that's not true about a person. So I was like, okay. And even her husband at the time told me like, you know, dude is a liar, watch out for him. Okay, cool. I appreciate y'all love. Thank you. So, like we would go out sometime, like I think we went out maybe 3 times, and each time I had to drive because he would lie and say that his truck, something was wrong with his truck. He didn't have a problem. He didn't have a truck. So there was nothing wrong with the truck. So I had posted this picture up on Facebook, and one of my friends, my FB friends, had contacted me and was like, how you know Kelly? And I was like, you know, we talk every once in a while. We go out sometime. And then she was like, girl, wait a minute. That's my son's daddy. Okay, I thought he had a daughter. So I was like, really? And she was like, well, honey, let me show you my son's picture. And her son was like, I don't even think he was 18 months. So son looked dead on him. So of course I took a picture of the baby, cute little boy. So her and I began to correspond, and she started asking me like, so did he say he worked for FedEx and he played the drums here, and his truck, I mean the same storyline. He did not change his story. And I was like, girl, that's the same dude. So unbeknownst to me, like we were still me and her, we were still having a conversation about him, and it came up to where he worked and blah blah blah. So that dude was a liar, and you know I was told. So and then the story. This is about this dude named Maurice. He either lived in Columbus or he lived in Dayton. I can't remember. So him again talking about, you know, somebody want to come in from out of town. He wanted to stay in my place. Now he said he was saved, full of the Holy Spirit. He had a prison ministry, you know, all of this stuff he was saying. I'm just listening because, you know, a lot of stuff I don't believe. you know, discernment is good. Discernment is like the one of the best gifts. Thank you, Jesus. So he's telling me all of this, you know, good godliness. So he said he was coming down the weekend, so we could go out, you know, hang for the whole weekend. I'm like, okay, cool. Come on down. He knew where I stood, but yet and still, he wanted to ask me, can he stay with me? Are you crazy? So I was like, no, you can't stay with me. Then he talking about he got into an accident at work, that he fell and bumped his head and he had a concussion. And the doctor said that, you know, they would prefer for him not to be alone, like when he's at night or when he's sleeping, some dumb junk. So he knew he couldn't stay with me, and he had an argument about, you know, we saved, I could sleep on the couch, it ain't nothing gonna happen, you could be in your room, but honey, my knives is in the kitchen, and you could come off that couch and come in my bedroom with a knife. No, I don't know you like that, and if I did, you still would not be staying in my house. So anyway, he talking about he had a concussion. He had sent me a picture of some yellow discharge papers, and I could see like black blurry words, but I never saw his name, never saw the date, never saw the time. So he talking about, well, you could come, would you come and stay with me in the hotel? I'm gonna get a double bed, and you can come stay with me in the hotel, cause he can't be alone. Dude, did I fall on my head with you? Are you insane? What is that? I don't get it. So he again had an argument, because I'm not gonna argue with you. He again had an argument, and like he was like, well, forget it, I'll just stay in the hotel by myself. Okay, great. So he had texted me like that Saturday morning and said, no, Saturday afternoon, and said he was on his way down. And it don't take long to get from Columbus, it don't take long to get from Dayton. I forget which city he was from. So like Saturday evening had came and gone. I had texted him like, you okay? Are you still on your way? Didn't get a text. Sunday came, I was like, I ain't heard from you in like a day or so, you know, what's going on? You alright? What's going on? What's the problem? Didn't hear from him for the whole week. The next Monday come, he texted me, and by this time I had already deleted his number. So he had texted me, good morning, beautiful, blah, blah, blah. So I said, why are you texting me? Did he not start cussing me out? He was like, what the F you mean? I said, whoa. I said, I knew you wouldn't save like you said. Honey, that thing cussed me clean out. And I'm at work rolling. Like, I knew this dude wasn't saved like he said he was. He cussing me out, calling me B's, F you mother F for this, and I was like, okay, AIDS man. And like before I told him he had AIDS and that he was a dog and all this stuff, he was sending me pictures of all these women talking about, I don't need you, you F and B, because I got these B's. Okay, have your way with them. Do what you want to do. I don't care. So that's another story of, because if I let him come to my house, or if I stayed at the hotel with him, ain't no telling what would have happened to me. So okay, so another thing is, one thing that gets on my nerves is when folks, every time you see somebody that you haven't seen like maybe in a week, they be like, you ain't married yet? Did you get an invitation to a wedding? Looking, boy, that gets on my nerves. And then they say, number 5 is, do you have any kids yet? Did I send you a baby shower invitation? Gee whiz, is that all we supposed to be doing, is getting married and having babies? I mean, this ain't the 20s. They weren't supposed to be doing all that in the 20s. What's going on?